With new comedic female voices like Amy Schumer and Melissa McCarthy, can Diablo Cody still compete? You're watching Beyond the Trailers review of Ricki and the Flash.
Like a cold war on a summer's day.
Hello? I've been trying to call you. It's Julie, our daughter. Max left her.
What?
You brought your guitar?
Yeah, just the one.
Whoa, Mom, you're here. Like the 80s all over again.
Well, at least Diablo Cody has Meryl Streep in her corner, who's not only, well, Meryl Streep, but still something of a box office draw these days. Yes, Streep has been able to keep her Devil Wears Prada momentum going for over a decade now, with hits like Mamma Mia, Julie and Julia, It's Complicated, and Into the Woods. Heck, even Hope Springs was a solid box office performer. But Cody hasn't been so lucky. After making a huge splash with Juno, Jennifer's Body was a major misfire for the stripper-turned-screenwriter. And while Oscar winner Charlize Theron starred in young adult, it turns out that even Cody couldn't make audiences sympathize with a high school beauty queen who was unhappy with her life choices and was convinced stealing her old boyfriend away from his wife would solve all her problems. And while Juno Helmer Jason Reitman reteamed with Cody for young adult, well, he's been having career problems himself. So now Cody is trying again, this time teaming with director Jonathan Demme, who helmed some top-notch comedies with female leads back in the 1980s, including Something Wild and Married to the Mob. He also directed Silence of the Lambs in Philadelphia, so yeah, he's got some career problems too. It is interesting that Cody hasn't joined the current female comedy movement, which is headed up by two men, ironically, Judd Apatow and Paul Feig. Perhaps she tried and was rejected, or perhaps she prefers traveling in more prestigious circles. After all, Ricki and the Flash is chock full of Oscar winners and nominees, while Trainwreck and Spy definitely are not. So, like her characters, is Cody still the cool loner in Hollywood, hanging out with the artists? Or is Cody's idea of cool a little dated at this point?
Man, I was sure this was gonna be some Lifetime but you know what? I actually really like this movie. It spoke to me. And a week after seeing it at the press screening, I'm still processing it. In fact, I would go so far as to say that I think that Ricki and the Flash is going to stick with me for a very long time. And that's exactly what I think Diablo Cody is hoping. I think it's the whole reason she made the movie. But first off, when I ended my intro for this review, I posed the question that perhaps Diablo Cody has become old school, and boy, has she. Forget Jonathan Demme. This movie reminds me of James L. Brooks's films. And if you haven't seen James L. Brooks's films, which would be a real shame if that's the case, you've at least heard of them. Terms of Endearment, Broadcast News, As Good as It Gets. And this movie is on par with those movies, which is very high praise. By the way, James L. Brooks doesn't really make movies anymore, not only because this type of movie fell out of fashion, which we'll get to in a moment, but also, side fun, interesting fact, he's one of the producers, executive producers on The Simpsons, so he has a boatload of money. So he doesn't need to work. But anyway, Diablo Cody is picking up where he left off, which I think is actually, unfortunately, a strike against the movie, from a business standpoint. Because I think across the board, it's going to make people overlook this film. Because while Ricki and the Flash is far more sophisticated than Trainwreck, Trainwreck is fresher, it's newer, it's cutting edge. So everyone's going to pay attention to that, and people aren't going to pay attention to Ricki and the Flash, which again, would be a real shame. Why did I like it so much? Because I think it has a message which is almost never seen in popular entertainment. And that's because popular entertainment pushes a very distinct other message, which is a complete 180 from this movie, and that's follow your dreams. And when you follow your dreams, there's going to be a fairy tale ending waiting for you. But that's not what Ricki and the Flash says. Ricki and the Flash says, please follow your dreams. It's very respectful of dreamers. But you need to go in with your eyes wide open. You need to understand the potential costs to you, both professionally and personally. And this movie actually is doing you a great service because it's trying to keep you from making some of the mistakes that Ricki makes along the way, and which she has to really come face to face with during the course of this movie. Again, it's extremely sophisticated. Also, its focus on family, especially from the viewpoint of a dreamer, is really something special. What it has to say about parenting, nature versus nurture, that loved ones provide support, they're not obstacles to your dreams. All of that was really wonderful to see. And really refreshing because it was portrayed in a way that was realistic, but at the same time positive. I have not seen a movie portray family relationships and personal relationships with this amount of positivity, but still at the same time being realistic, I think maybe ever, or at least since James L. Brooks was making movies. So that part is phenomenal. Is the movie a bit of a downer? If you're a dreamer like me, you're probably like, uh-oh, do I want to sit through this? I think the answer is yes, because I think that Diablo Cody and Streep are really trying to give you a warning sign. You know, I just talked with the Zoolander 2 teaser about Adam Sandler being a ghost of Christmas future for Ben Stiller, and Ricki is almost a ghost of Christmas future for us dreamers. So I think that's really commendable. Streep is fantastic in the movie. I know it gets tiresome, but yes, I think she deserves another nomination for her work here, and I know that the film is trying to get it. I've already seen some articles about them trying to launch an awards campaign for this film. I think they have a very uphill battle, and I think that Trainwreck, again, while not as sophisticated because it's, you know, fresh and new, I think that has a better awards shot than Ricki and the Flash. Again, unfortunately. But this just goes to show, again, someone recently asked me about why do I focus so much on business. Well, this is a perfect example of business really undermining a stellar and fantastic film. The rest of the cast is very good, as you would expect from a cast that features Kevin Kline and Audra McDonald. As for Streep's daughter, it's distracting that she cast her own daughter in the movie. I think that nepotism really rubs people the wrong way, even if her daughter is a competent actress. But you know what? She's no Streep, so I see no reason to add that distraction to the film. But the daughter's role actually isn't that big, so it doesn't really derail the movie. But there was something else at the beginning of the movie when Streep is at her day job. She has a customer. She has an interaction with a customer, a male customer, and that's actually Anne Hathaway's husband. So when the film was starting, I was like, man, this is a lot of favors for friends. Is this a professional movie or not? So I think that could hurt it a little bit as well. But really, I can't say enough good things about this movie. It just totally surprised me as to its quality and sophistication. And I think that if you like human dramas, like James L. Brooks used to make, or if you think this is a message you want to hear or should hear, I definitely recommend watching this film. I just really can't say enough good things about it. All right, so that's my review of Ricki and the Flash. Thank you so much for tuning in. I look forward to continuing the conversation with you down below, and you can check out some other videos right now.